हेलो गाइस, वेलकम बैक टू माय यूट्यूब चैनल लाइफ वेट्स। अगर आप न्यू हो तो इस चैनल पर हम बुक्स की शॉर्ट और सिंपल समरीज शेयर करते हैं। अगर आपको ऐसा कंटेंट पसंद है तो चैनल को सब्सक्राइब ज़रूर करें। ये है प्रलय बुक समरी का पार्ट 2। इस बुक की शुरुआत होती है 1700 BCE के एंशिएंट इंडिया से, जब हड़प्पन सिविलाइजेशन अपने पीक पर थी। बाहर से ये सभ्यता पावरफुल और एडवांस लगती है, लेकिन अंदर ही अंदर कुछ बहुत गलत होने वाला होता है। ऑथर शुरू के पेजेस में ही एक डार्क और टेंस एटमॉस्फेयर बना देता है। ऐसा लगता है जैसे ये सिविलाइजेशन धीरे धीरे अपने अंत की तरफ बढ़ रही है। कहानी में फेयर, अनसर्टेनिटी और मिस्टीरियस डेंजर का एहसास मिलता है। एक्शन शुरू होने से पहले ही रीडर को समझ आ जाता है कि एक बड़ा विनाश, प्रलय आने वाला है जो इस पूरे युग को बदल देगा। सबसे पहले मैं इस पार्ट की रीडिंग करूंगी और वीडियो के सेकंड एंड में मैं आपको इसका शॉर्ट समरी इंग्लिश और हिंदी दोनों में बताऊंगी। तो चलिए पार्ट 2 से शुरू करते हैं। हड़प्पा 1700 BCE, reign of blood. 200 of the Harappan army's allied mounted troops rode at a price speed. 50 of the piked cavalry galloped as advance guard. 50 swordsmen rode as rear guard, and 100 archers on horseback pounded on either side. In their center, tumbled and raced along the heavy wheeled cage, pulled by 16 low-wheeled horses, made of solid stalks of the hardest wood and thick copper bars. This impregnable cage was custom built to hold in captivity a pride of lions. Only this time the prisoner was not one of the big cats. In his current manifestation, the prized captive was something far more savage. The crazed cavalry was a fearsome sight. These Harappan warriors were now on the brink of complete insanity and uncontrollable bloodthirst. Their eyes were red and nearly unblinking. Their mouths salivated forth like rapid pools. They all grunted like beasts as they rode, their collective growl adding to the viciousness of the clouds of red dust rising from the hooves of their violent charge. Armed to the teeth, each Harappan rider had a bone-cutting heavy sword strapped to his waist. The massive spears the advance guard slung in circle above their heads as they rode could tear into the thick hide of even the one-horned rhino from the far east. The archers' arrows were dipped in the blue poison of Harappan's war alchemist. This was a select platoon of the finest Harappan soldiers handpicked by the new queen. She could take no chances with the powerful prisoner bound for the Mrit Karavas, Duncans of the dead. For one last time, once there, he would never return alive. But Priyampada was under the same predestined trance of madness that curses the fate of most ambitious monarchs. When even the gods had never succeeded in holding Surya, the sun, captive, how could she? His head flew from his body and landed many paces away in the red dirt. The arrow came from nowhere, shot with extraordinary precision. The torso of the leader of the advance guard sung and galloped headless next to his comrades, his severed neck spouting blood like a small fountain. Within moments, another head was decapitated, and then another, and another. The confused and panicked soldiers started to break ranks, their eyes searching wildly for the invisible attacker. A master archer has decided to pounce on their armed caravan like a cat in the hen house. Despite being among the finest warriors of the Harappan military, none of these demented fighters stood a chance in front of Pujari's family's very own slayer of demons. Their very own protege, Manu's closest friend and his greatest military commander, the beautiful, the valiant Tara. Much as they were intoxicated with the dark venom that the sinister wizards Gun, Shah and Up had mixed in the water sources of Harappa, the cavalry of the metropolis was not one to be undermined by a lone archer without a fight, no matter how successful he or in this case she may be. a trained and ferocious combat outfit, the 100 mounted archers spotted the direction from which the hidden assassin was assaulted their troops. Without breaking their gallop, these expert bowmen stood up in their stirrups and unleashed a shower of arrows in the direction of the attacker. Tara had no choice but to take refuge behind a boulder. But the attack had begun. The daring rescue of the great Devta, Vivashwan Pujari, had begun. Like we planned, our first objective is to unchange the Devta. Somdatta reminded his handful of commandants moments before they were to launch themselves into the heat of the clash. Once he is free, not one of these beastly soldiers will survive. The Devta will vanish them all single-handedly. But my lord, pardon my audacity. The Devta looks nothing more than a failed lump of meat, exclaimed one of the young fighters. They could see beyond the copper bars of the massive crate on wooden wheels. The Devta lay lifeless on the floor of the cage, his body tossing and bouncing with every bump on the road. There was no skin left on his once glowing body. The wooden walls of his confinement were smeared with his blood. He was a lump of raw flesh. Believe me, my brave friends, I have seen the mighty Vivashwan Pujari in the face of worse odds, responded Somdatta. While I agree his present state is perhaps beyond human endurance or imagination, I continue to repose my faith in his unfathomable power. He cannot be defeated unless he chooses to be. He cannot be killed till he decides so himself. He cannot be beaten in battle unless it is by an adversary he loves. His bunch of followers were listening. He knew he did not have much time, and Somdatta was aware that they only had a short window of opportunity on these red plains to deliver their sworn mission. All I ask from you, the bravest of warriors in all of Harappa, is that you unlock the massive cage that holds the Devta, cut open his stifling chains, and the Savior will rise. He will liberate all of us and all of cursed Harappa. The Harappan soldiers were now scattered all around the heavy cart carrying Vivashwan Pujari. Tactically placed archers of Tara's compact unit had joined her, and they were together wreaking havoc on the Harappan riders. Within moments of Tara's initial attack, over 24 of the direct cavalry had been annihilated, heads tossed off or chests torn open by merciless arrows. Their bestial rage was on the rise, though their effectiveness had been radically diminished. Losing all sense of direction and purpose, baffled by the invisible enemy and the rain of warm human and horse blood all over them, the mad riders began to collide into one another. One of the horsemen lost balance, got entangled in the other's stirrup, and flung off his horse like a pebble shot from a catapult, only to be trampled to a mash of flesh and bone by the riders beside him. One angry soldier lost whatever little sanity he had left and stabbed his spear into the neck of a fellow rider that had come dangerously close. The extraordinary marksmen had achieved their mandate goal. There was fear and chaos in the Harappan ranks, and a large part of the seemingly invincible cavalry was trying to flee. Knowing well that this was their only chance, the 15 warriors from Somdatta's small platoon charged their mounts into the heart of the Harappan troops like a pack of wolves amongst sheep, swinging their swords, slashing and beheading at odd. Somdatta's young fighters were battling their way to the cage that had their beloved Devta. Tara's archers had now left their positions and were riding into the wet crimson field to assist their comrades. But this was not going to be easy. Amidst the bold, so far one-sided rescue raid, one of the senior Harappan commanders began railing back his troops. A giant of a man with his face painted red and black, his shining eyes reflected both violence as well as cruelty. "Fight back," he yelled out to his disarrayed troops in a hoarse and blood-curdling command, swinging his massive spear widely from its handle end, making it impossible for any attacker to approach him from even a distance. "Fight back, you cowards!" He was charging towards the wheeled carriage. Several of his spy soldiers turned their horses and began following their commander with renewed lust for killing. For now, this was anybody's fight. Somdat spotted his formidable and demented adversary from a distance. Two of his young fighters were now very close to the cage and moments away from freeing the fallen Devta. But the gigantic Harappan commander was now galloping towards the center, and Somdat knew his brave fighters would not be able to resist their veteran beast and his trained troopers. He was too far to intervene himself. He turned to his best bet. Tara screamed Somdat. Tara dodged a spear by falling back on his saddle and in the same motion stabbed by gut of an attacker with the dagger she held in her hand. Her right hand wielded a battle axe. Tara was ambidextrous and could fight equally well with either of his hands. She turned to Somdat, and even in the middle of what appeared to be a red cloud that had descended on the battlefield, she followed his eyes. Tara realized instantaneously when the erstwhile chief architecture of Harappa was drawing her attention to the monstrous commander and his men had to be stopped. Tara took the shortest route to intercept the mad commander, even though she had to tear through a thicket of enemies, blood and gore. An ace rider and an accomplished pupil of the great Vivashwan Pujari himself, the Golden Tara was a warcraft magician. She weaved her way through enemy soldiers like a shark through water. Tara screamed as she first stood on her horse saddle and then pounced on the giant Harappan commander. For a few moments, Tara appeared to be flying in the air, her long axe ready to plunge at the throat of her target, her beautiful blood-washed hair flowing behind her supple body. But this enemy was stronger, more skilled than the of them. The giant commander sprung upon his horse and greeted Tara with his muscular leg ramming into her diaphragm. Tara was deflected mid-air and she crashed to the ground, breathless and stunned. The monster, with his face colored red and black in battle paint, was quivering with anger. The reek of blood in the air and the screams of disemboweled dying men was making him delirious with animal brutality. He threw away his headgear, tore down his own armor to display his astounding brawny frame. He was truly a fiend. He slapped his own face violently, growled like a goblin, and threw out a spiked mace on a chain. He swung it violently to pop open Tara's head. The spiked mace landed an inch from Tara's temple. As she rolled over on the red mud to avoid the strike, the spikes dug into the soil, soaked in blood, and took a moment to get pulled free again. This was enough time for the tigress to counterattack. She pulled out two shining needles from her hair with her arms across her face. Both of the killer needles were dipped in lethal poison. She charged towards the monster like a slippery serpent, but his powerful arms shot out and grabbed Tara by his throat. Her hand was so long and strapped with such thick copper armor that Tara could not reach any part of his flesh despite her frenzied and valiant efforts. His grip was tightened and Tara felt his life being sucked off. Till something happened she had never even imagined. The monster's mouth opened wide in a suffocating gasp of extreme suffering. To her disbelief, Tara saw a bloodied human claw and then an entire human forehand emerged from the gut of the giant commander right under her eyes. Someone had clawed through the mad monster's entire girth with her bare hands, ripping him open. As the agonized monster's dying grip on Tara's throat loosened, she got a glimpse of the creature that had performed this ghastly killing. Half of the length of his arm was buried into the gut of the now already dead Harappan commander. It was the most inhuman killing Tara or anyone on that battlefield had ever witnessed. A man drenched in blood, skinned beyond recognition, with one eye melted and the other eye shining like that of a primordial Brahma Rakshas, stood behind the corpse of a commander. It took Tara a few moments before she realized whom that was. Her eyes started to look at the wheeled cage. Its thick door was creaking heavily wide open, its massive locks were shattered to pieces. Vivaswan Pujari was not a Devta anymore. He appeared to be more evil, more cruelish than even the darkest Rakshas described in the ancient scriptures. Despite trembling with fear at the grotesque cutting of his commander, one of the slain giants' men attacked Vivaswans with his machete. With the ease of a master warrior, Vivaswan dodged the attack, grabbed the wrist of the attacker, and rammed his elbow into his face, spitting it out instantaneously. The Harappan soldier crumbled to the ground, but the slaughter was not over. Vivaswan Pujari slowly pressed his knee down on the fallen soldier's back, picked up the machete, and like a skilled surgeon, sliced the man's forehead from temple to temple. The pinched man screamed in pain as blood poured down on his face from the deep gash on his throat. And then, to everyone's shock and disbelief, Vivaswan Pujari grabbed the soldier's hair and tore out his scalp right up to the back of his shoulders. The soldier writhed with unbearable agony before scrambling. Not to the injury, but to the extreme pain he was systematically subjected to. Within a moment, Tara found herself regretting what they had just done. She exchanged a quick glance with Somdat, and they both seemed to be thinking alike. He, who should not have been freed, had been freed. The sun had set on Harappa forever. Banaras, 2017. Mrityunjay. The white Mahindra SUV of the Dev Rakshas Mutt heaved and speed viciously through the packed street of nighttime Banaras. None other than Balwanta, the war chief of the Mutt, was at the wheel himself. He knew the clock was ticking. The lanes and roadside shops were bustling with activity even at this hour. Packed such to not allow so much as a bicycle to find its way comfortably. That was Banaras in its usual lazy sprout. But the city and its inhabitants found no difficulty in paving the way for his jeep turned ambulance. While no one knew who was inside this swearing and dashing vehicle, it seemed as if everyone did. It was Vidyut. His head nested in the lap of a nervously panting Nana. Vidyut coughed and spouted blood every now and then. After 2 bullets injuries, a sewage gush that tore open the flesh across his chest, and hours of intense battle, the wounds were too grievously frightening even for this phenomena of a man. Vidyut, the propest protector, the last devta, was dying. Drive fast, yelled Nana, as she saw Vidyut's breathing turn uneven. Till they found him on the cart, no one at the Mutt was aware of the bullet what Vidyut had suffered at the hands of the Asim Rumi. The Mutt physician Govardhan had stayed behind to tend to the injured Sonu and other fighters of the monastery. This was a big mistake. Vidyut was now grasping for every wisp of air, clearly struggling to stay alive. Nana struggled his head into his arms and was looking to him with the tears and the passionate intensity of a woman completely in love. She could not lose him, not again. We are losing him, muttered one of the Mutt warriors, accompanying Balwanta and Nana in the jeep. No, we are not, snapped back an energy, and despite Nana. He is Vidyut. Don't you remember? He cannot die. Everyone in the vehicle knew Nana was wrong. Vidyut was breathing his last. Nana wiped out his mobile phone and dialed Govardhan, the miraculous healer of the Dev Rakshas Mutt. Govardhan Dada, we are still a few minutes away from the Mutt, but Vidyut doesn't seem to have that much time. He is going, Dada. He is going to go. Nana was now crying unstoppably as she managed to utter these words into the phone. You have to bring him to me. Nana, stay calm and try to get him here as fast as you can, replied Govardhan in a quiet yet tense tone. He knew what was at stake, but he won't last. Dada, screamed Nana into the phone. She was nearly hysterically with anguish. Govardhan remained composed. Tell me what he is like, Nana. Balwanta turned for a moment towards Nana as the jeep slowed down in the middle of a bustling crowd. We all love him as much as you do, Nana. We all know what Vidyut is professed to do, not just for the Mutt, not just for Banaras, but for the whole of mankind. Nana was listening. No one can love Vidyut as much as I do. Balwanta continued. Just listen to what Govardhan is saying and do your best, my dear. The beautiful and brave Nana nodded. She knew she could not lose hope. But at this time, Govardhan repeated his question. Tell me what his symptoms are, Nana. Nana wiped his tears and observed Vidyut carefully. Dada, he is grasping for air and his entire body is burning with high fever. Keep sprinkling water in his forehead, Nana, replied Govardhan. Give him another injection of tranexamic acid, just the way I told you. Do not let him sink into complete unconsciousness. Keep talking to him, no matter what. What else? His lips are dry and he is. There was silence for a moment. Yes, Nana, what? Go on, urged Govardhan. He is mumbling something, Govardhan Dada, replied Nana after a few nervous seconds. Mumbling? What? You must listen to what he is saying. Nana leaned forward and put her ear against Vidyut's flickering lips. She could not make out what he was saying. I can't understand anything, she exclaimed, making sure that both Govardhan and the passengers in the jeep heard her clearly. What is he saying, Nana? Inquired a visibly panicking Balwanta. They were now just about 5 minutes away from the mud, but it seemed like forever. Nana bent down and strained her eyes. She could finally catch a couple of words that Vidyut was uttering. Triyambakam, Pushtivardhanam, Mamrita. After a few seconds of confusion, she looked up to Balwanta. She had disbelief written all over her face. How could someone in such deep trauma and a semi-conscious state have the faculty of this? Nana, now you have to tell us. What is Vidyut mumbling in this state? Inquired Govardhan. It took her a moment or two before she spoke. Dada, said Nana. Balwanta, Govardhan on the phone and the warrior from the mud were all listening the utmost attention. Govardhan Dada, you are not going to believe this, continued Nana. Vidyut is repeatedly chanting the all-powerful Mahamrityunjaya mantra. Everyone froze. How could someone on his deathbed have the streak of consciousness left for something as powerful as this? The Mahamrityunjaya invocation was believed to be the ultimate protector against death. It was the Almighty Shiva's invocation against Yama, or the god of mortality. Even moments away from death, the Devta was fighting. On the narrow streets of this ancient city, standing on the bridge between this world and the next, Vidyut was invoking the Lord of Kashi himself. He was calling Shiva for him. So now it's summary time, first in English, after that in Hindi. In 1700 BCE, the Harappan army rides fearlessly into battle, guiding a massive iron cage meant for lions, but this time it carries something far more dangerous. The soldiers are wild, bloodthirsty and driven by madness. Their mission is to free the Devta trapped inside, believing he will destroy their enemies alone. A brutal battle erupts. Tara and her warriors strike with deadly skill. The Harappan forces collapse into chaos. Blood floods the fields. In the confusion, the rage is opened. But freeing the Devta turns out to be a fatal mistake. What emerges is no longer divine but monstrous. Harappa's destruction is sealed forever. Time shifts to 2017 in Banaras. A white SUV races through crowded streets carrying Vidyut, gravely wounded and close to death. Nana desperately tries to save him, calling the healer Govardhan. Vidyut is bleeding, grasping for air, slipping away. Yet even on the edge of death, Vidyut fights back. He begins chanting the Mahamrityunjaya mantra, sacred prayer, believed to defeat death itself. Calling upon Lord Shiva, he refuses to surrender. Vidyut is determined to live, not today. Now it's Hindi time. 1700 ईसी पूर्व में हड़प्पा की सेना तेजी से युद्ध की ओर बढ़ती है। वह एक विशाल लोहे के पिंजरे की रक्षा कर रहे होते हैं जो आमतौर पर शेरों को रखने के लिए बना था, लेकिन इस बार उसके अंदर कुछ कहीं ज़्यादा खतरनाक कैद है। सैनिक उन्मत्त, क्रूर और खून के प्यासे दिखाई देते हैं। उनका लक्ष्य एक ही है, पिंजरे में बंद देवता को मुक्त करना। भीषण युद्ध शुरू होता है। तारा और उनके योद्धा घातक कुशलता से हमला करते हैं। हड़प्पा की सेना में अफरा तफरी मच जाती है। चारों ओर खून, डर और अराजकता फैल जाती है। इसी अवस्था में पिंजरा खोल दिया जाता है, लेकिन देवता को मुक्त करना सबसे बड़ी भूल साबित होती है। जो बाहर निकलता है वह देवता नहीं बल्कि एक राक्षसी रूप है। उसी क्षण हड़प्पा के विनाश की मोहर लग जाती है। समय बदलता है 2017। बनारस एक सफ़ेद एसयूवी भीड़ भरी गलियों से तेजी से गुजर रही है। उसके अंदर विद्युत है जो गंभीर रूप से घायल और मृत्यु के कगार पर है। नैना घबरा पर वैद्य गोवर्धन को फोन करती है। हर पल गिनती है, उम्मीद टूटती जा रही है। मृत्यु के बेहद करीब होने पर भी विद्युत हार नहीं मानता। वह महामृत्युंजय मंत्र का जाप करने लगता है। एक ऐसा